So I did a little bit of, I erased some of the extra things in between here very carefully. And I shaded it in a little bit more. And now I want to add another level. I'm going to add some shading at the edge of these lines. So instead of shading only outward, I'm going to shade inward. So here I'm going to start a little darker at the edge and just fade into light here, just very light. So start out a little dark at the edge and just fade in a little bit. So I start out at this edge, press harder, and then lighter and lighter and lighter until I get to the center. Because I want this little center bit here to be the topmost part. I need that to be the lightest in order to make this work. So here on the other side, I'm going to start out dark, get a little bit lighter as we go here. And so that's starting to create, so because it goes from dark to dark, it looks like this light part is up higher than the other part. So I'm going to do that, the same thing, just following around the edge, starting darker at the edge, and then moving lighter as I go inward. Using the dull pencil, because if I use the sharp pencil, it's just going to create some extra lines that I don't want there. I want it to look like it's blended together. So I'm doing the same thing I did with the shading down below, but on top, starting dark at the edge and moving lighter, starting dark at the edge, moving lighter as I go inward, pressing lighter and lighter and lighter. So you can see what's starting to happen is the part that's in the middle, the lightest part, looks like it's popping up higher than everything else. I'm just going to try to do it along the edge. I'm not going to color in the whole thing because I don't want the top layer to go down too much. So I only want to shade the edges. I want to make sure to leave the center white. Turn my page, give myself a better angle, a little bit lighter, darker, pressing to lighter, darker, to lighter. See how it's creating that shape, blending it in a little bit because the line was a little harsh, but it's starting to get even more dimensional. So I can continue doing this for the whole thing, and then if I want everything to have that three-dimensional value on top, I can also do that on the other levels. On the other levels, it's just going to start out much darker. And it goes a little bit lighter, darker, goes a little bit lighter. So we're kind of softening the edges a little bit. And so now that looks three-dimensional like the other one does. Starting dark at the edge, going lighter as it goes in. Dark at the edge, lighter as it goes in. And do that for each edge. And look how cool that looks. It looks like it's three-dimensional. And this one is looking three-dimensional as well. Flip it around again to give myself easy access. Because otherwise, I'm going to smudge my hand all over it. going to make these go in just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Because everything that's the same value is going to be on the same level. Oh, I didn't want that to go all the way there. There we go. That gives me kind of a cool effect. And now I'm just going to do it with the rest of the pieces. There we go. I don't have all of them yet, but a bunch of them. So I essentially just blurred the lines here so it doesn't have those harsh edges like it did before. And that gives everything a bit more of a 3D effect.